Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, how are you? Still working on that VW bus, and now we're starting to put some of the pieces back on it. And what you see on this trailer here is a pallet that I had wrapped up out back with a bunch of the accessories that were inside the bus, kind of spewing around. They weren't in great shape when I put them on there, but they haven't gotten better with age, just like anything. This had a bunch of tarps wrapped around it, and water wasn't getting into it, but just the regular sweating on the inside and coming down kind of gets them too. So this is kind of what I've been picking from as my parts. There was extras of different things, but you can kind of see like everything's really kind of, you know, the weather's just gotten to pretty much everything. That's the hardware. Nice, huh? These are the clamps from the jail bar. So a bunch of the gaskets, lights and whatnot. So what I've been doing is I'll take a item, whether it be like say the tail lights, I'll day out what I have for tail lights. Here's what's left over, and I'll put my best combinations together. And then between like a sandblaster, Scotch-Brite pads, and the cleaner and all, I put each piece on. So I figure I stop, take a minute, and I'll do a little walk around and kind of show you how we're making out here. You see we got all the brake and tail lights on. I got all the latches on. The plate light is on. The Volkswagen logo. All this stuff had a lot of green and blue paint on it too, from when they, you know, whoever the homeowner was, they had it before. They kind of half-ass masked it and shot the bus the different colors. So I kind of reworked the stuff. The insides of those light lenses are all rusted out. The reverse lights are all rusted out. You wouldn't have gotten much of a reflection out of it. Now you can see inside there, they're nice and shiny. So I did that, the imitation chrome. This silver paint. Usually looks like crap on anything that you put it on, but it's kind of good for like the back reflectors. These are off of a Beetle, so I couldn't use those. You know, but the bus ones are in there. Kind of putting all the charging system back together, and I haven't done the wiring yet on these pieces, but I just got them in the holes, and you know, on the outsides they're all good, the bulbs are all good, the sockets are nice and clean, everything's kind of greased up. All these gaskets were in horrible shape. They were all kind of, originally they're like a tan color, not black, but one of them, that light over there, was actually new in the box, and it came with a black one. So I decided to take some of that that Krylon right there, that black. It's I think it's a satin. Yeah, it's satin. And I've been painting the rubber before installing them, and it does clean them up quite a bit. So that's what they're going with. I got the 3 back windows in. These rubbers were shot too. They were all had over, you know, paint all on the edges, green and blue, and whatever color you want to take. Actually, I can give you an example. I didn't do the front windows yet, but all the rubbers pretty much look the same. Let me take this outside and I'll show you. So they all kind of look like this. I was starting with. They all just got like nasty ass paint all over the edges, and they're just like really weather beaten. So by taking them and cleaning them up with the bleach white, that tire cleaner for your white walls, I cleaned them with that first, and then I just shot them with that satin black. And it actually held up pretty good. I was surprised. I thought that when I went to go install them, that a lot of it would rub off, but they look pretty new. And that's the original stuff that came with them too. So this one was split. I don't know if it's supposed to be, but the rubber wasn't all one piece. So I did was I just took some duct tape, Gorilla tape, ripped it to like a 3/4 inch gap, and before I put the gasket on, I taped across one section, then on the inside taped across it, and then did the old rope trick. Took the old piece of rope and some dish detergent, and did my best to walk them around. You can actually kind of see where the rubber started tearing on me a little bit. But if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I'm cheap. So my idea is to try to get together whatever I can get together on the bus. And I'm going to make a shopping list. Here's some of that silver paint. I know, kind of tacky. But compared to what they used to look like. So here's one of the side windows, the pop outs. I just kind of stuck it in the hall, went down and grabbed one. I wanted to see what it looked like. And you can see on here, the lighting's not good. Turn my light on. Okay, well, this is like they already painted it a different color. It's supposed to be white like the color on here. But there's rubber on this side and there's rubber on this side. So it's gonna be very kind of hard to mask that off, but I need to do it. And what you see on the outside, the inside's kind of the same way. Kind of looks like the same deal. So they needed to be painted on both sides, all 6 of those windows. But I just want to see what it looked like. And then after that, I have to go back and paint the rubber, because as you can see, they got overspray all over what's left of that rubber. More door handles on it. I'll walk around the outside some more. And I had to, come on. You know, usually you wait till the last, but I had to put the emblem on. The fried eggs are on for the front directionals. They're kind of tough. I like to see if I can find some better lenses on those. You can see there's a lot of cracking on them. But more handles. The other window on this side. And the dash, we started putting all the pieces back in it. Found the claw, cleaned that up. You know, again, it was just crap all over it. They just looked like hell. So I cleaned the finish off, and it was brass underneath, so some of the brass is showing, but I actually kind of like the look of that. And just put all my gauges back in. Horn button, the fuel gauge on the other side. Put the console back there, the key switch in it. And I got to run some wiring to the lights. As you can see, you know, I cleaned the lights up, I sandblasted them and just repainted the back of them. And you know, the wiring's just hanging, but all the wiring gets done from behind here. I'll do all the wiring at the same time when I pull those tools out and just start straightening all that stuff out. But I just wanted to start picking away at the pile of stuff that I had to see what I needed. When I took the gas gauge out, the same thing. You couldn't even see. It was so full of water, you couldn't even see on the inside of it. And I took a hairdryer to it, and the hairdryer just took care of the moisture that was underneath it. Oh, it did come with a set of elephant ear mirrors. That's what these are called. And there was 2 new ones. Unfortunately, one of them was a casualty of war. The bar was broken off the back side of it. It's still new in the box, but I don't know where the knuckle went. Somewhere there's a, probably checked that already. There's a knuckle that it pivots on, and that was snapped off. I think what happened was the snow load on the pile out there pushed down on it, was just putting pressure on the wrong way and cracked the mirror. So, as far as what I got into it so far, kind of a rough estimate, but I would say, including the price of the van and the paint and everything, I'm probably at about $2,200 right now, which isn't bad for as far along as I've gotten. I'm gonna try to keep it under $3 grand total. The biggest things are gonna be front seats and bumpers. I'll probably still try to put together whatever I can of those, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to kind of bite the bullet on a couple of those things. Here's what we got for seats. Isn't that look comfy cozy, huh? It's a 1/3, 2/3 seat. It's not a walkthrough, so. Bet you can smell them from here, huh? Mice. So, seat covers are like, I don't know, like $130 probably for the pair. And then the cushions are probably like about the same again for the pair. I may go with doing that, or I may even just try reupholstering them with something that I have. And as you can see, it did come with a bunch of new rubber, just trying to pick through what I have and what I don't have, and then I'll have to order from there. You can see, like, again, see how like the color's gray on these and they have a bunch of paint on them. What I'll probably do is just keep doing the same thing. I'll wipe these down the best as I can and paint them black. I don't have a problem with that. But there's some stuff that's new, like these are the wing windows up in the front door. But I dig into the pile and there's new ones of those. So, and then here's like a kit for the doors, all the stuff for around the front doors and the front windows. There's 2 sets of those. And that's really about it. Out back in the crappy motorhome out back, this more turned into a shed. There's all the door panels and the windows still. And again, they probably look about the same as the rest of this stuff. So I have a feeling I'm just going to use those for patterns, and probably take like a Lawan, piece of Lawan, or what do they call it? Basically, it's like the very thin paneling. I'll lay them down on the ground, trace them, and make the panels out of them, because they're pretty much all flat. You know, the inside of the thing is yeah, there's not much curvature to them. Not like a regular car, you got the door panels that kind of curve up. So I'll make those, and then I'll make something for the outside of them. And just as a precaution, I kept dragging that rubber mat around wherever I was putting a window in, just in case I dropped it. Would give me a chance of survival. But they actually went in pretty easy for being such an old window. Old gaskets, the original ones, you know, 67. What's that? 42 years old? Something like that? 44? Good math, I don't know. 77, 87, 97, 2007. Help me. So, 45 years old. This one's got a weird chip in the glass. I thought it was like a piece of tape or something. I don't know if you guys can pick that up. There it is. What the hell is that? It's actually taken right out of the glass. Like something must have whacked the glass at some point. But, as I said, we're not going for perfection. So what I'm going to do now is clean up those 2 front rubber seals for the front windows, and while they're drying, I'm going to take those, it's called jail bars. They go around the back, those clips right there. They have little bars that go across the windows to the other side, and again across the back window. Now that the glass is in, I'll put those on there. What they're for is like when you threw luggage in the back, you did not bust out your back windows. And I am finding some doubles of things. I found like doubles of the trim that went down the side. For some reason I thought I was missing a bunch of it, and I still might be. But I found, not that they're in great shape, but multiple pieces of the same ones. That's kind of a good thing. And I did find on eBay that people sell each individual piece. So if I'm missing 1 or 2, I can get it without having to get a whole set, you know. And anything else to talk about? Really haven't done anything else with the MG. That's kind of just sitting out front. I'm not going to start on that project until I get the bus up and rolling and running. I got to get it off my lift and have some jobs coming and need to make some money. I don't think the radio's going to survive very well. She may be the original one, but she's a tad pooched. That's kind of what everything looked like. And it was extra, like, these are the latches for those windows that open on the side, the 6 windows, the flip outs. So there's already some on the bus, and then here's another can of them. Don't know where they came from. And it looks like the last year this thing was registered was 1986. So it's been a, what they do, cut their, would somebody try cutting a sticker out of it? Check that out. And it's patched together. Someone was doing something a little shady. So. 96, 2006. All right, 25 years since it's been on the road. So you can imagine that it was probably been off the road longer than it's been on the road. And it was just a regular car, so you know, in Vermont the weather's tough on them. So it was to the point where the bottom 6 inches of the thing was rotted off all the way around it. But starting to look pretty good. Wish you can get back far enough to kind of show the whole thing. The lights don't help. But as far as how far I am from running. I just have the ground cable off of it right now. So as I'm playing with the wiring, I don't zap anything, you know. She's getting there. I get into a mode, it's like, you just get in the zone. You don't even remember what you worked on. You just keep going. You grab another piece, you start on that, and you go on like a wayward path. You know, you start working on one thing, you look at something else, and then you start playing with that. And at the end of the day, I turn around and I look back at what I did, and just all the stuff is done. You know, half of you don't even remember doing really. You just kind of go on autopilot. It's kind of a good thing, I guess. That means that you like what you're doing. Alright, well, I have a tendency to yap on about this stuff, so I'm going to go take a breather and get something to drink and get back to her. Again, thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks for the comments. Apologize if I don't get back to everybody. I try to. Sometimes they come into my regular email, and I kind of scan them from there, and if it's late at night and I'm watching, I'm just, because I suck at typing, I go to write somebody back, I kind of put it as a, you know, save it, and sometimes they get lost in the shuffle, but I do like everybody's comments and appreciate it. Thank you.